Welcome to Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit, a show dedicated to helping you find enrichment for the other 23 hours of your day outside of the gym. Here's your hosts, Jason, Dave, and Corian.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, afternoon. Episode 60 of Anchored at Harbor Park. What?
Nothing. I'm just waiting for you.
Oh, you were pointing at me. I'm Coach Dave.
Coach Corian.
And Jason is off today. Jason will not be joining us. He's not feeling well. Came down with something last minute, so he wasn't able to make this episode. But we do have a special guest with us. Kenosha member Rebecca Kishline is in-house. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello.
We do have an icebreaker.
Yeah.
So
we love our
I'll move
icebreakers.
My microphone over because I feel like I'm leaning. All right, so we'll start with our guest. Rebecca, what was the worst birthday gift you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. I've clearly blocked it from my memory. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've gotten some pretty good ones.
Okay, we can switch it around. What was the best birthday gift you ever received?
Well, I got the gift of OnRamp to Harbor Park.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, woo!
That's a pretty good gift.
Yeah. So it's either that or my 30th birthday, Mike took me to Punta Cana. So.
Ooh.
Wow,
Yeah.
we rank up there with Punta Cana. Thank you.
Yeah. I've had so many good ones. You always do a lot for my birthday. So you've got me a weighted vest. You got me my own barbell. We've gone on vacations. Dave usually takes me to some sort of play or, show, like a musical, because I am a musical buff. You know that. Or something.
I do.
Yeah. So something theater related or fitness related. So I've had lots of good birthday gifts. And my 30th birthday, you threw me a surprise party, even though I just wanted to wallow in wine and chocolate.
Man, now that I asked that question, now I'm trying to remember back to...
Oh, I know what you should say. It was like a 3-month delayed present, but we eventually got it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Odin.
Yes.
Little punk.
Little bugger.
All right, so shall we get into it?
Sure.
All right. So this episode is going to be geared at your journey, Rebecca, and you've been with us now for almost 3 years.
Almost, yeah.
So we kind of all thought of as owners a couple of weeks ago, we were like, it'd be cool to have Rebecca on because you've been a member for so long. So let's start with one of those. Obviously, you've been here for 3 years. Mm-hmm. That was the first question. And then what's kept you coming back for these past almost 3 years?
I love working out. I would kind of say I'm a fitness fanatic. I've always been doing something to stay active. But I just love the atmosphere here at Harbor Park. And going through all of the stay-at-home mom, was a career woman, and the mental anguish that put me under, because it's a big change. I could come to the gym and know who I was. And that felt really good. Because at home I was like, okay, I'm not who I was for 9 years. I gave up my career, and now I am the slave of this little baby. And I was just trying to find who I was again, and I always knew who I was when I came here, and it just kept me coming back.
Yeah, you've gone through a lot in these 3 years. Like you said, you came to us before you had Evelyn, and you were a career woman, and then you decided to be a stay-at-home mom, and that went really well. And then we've had lots of conversations about what that looks like, and then you got roped into going back to work.
Yes, yeah, I'm done though. I finished up a few weeks ago, so now I just do my own thing. I'm a health coach for Kerbo. I do that 1 day a week, and that's just to keep my mental sanity.
Talk to other adults and families.
Exactly.
So we can kind of, if you don't mind, what is that you said it was? Kerbo?
Kerbo.
Okay.
Kurbo. It's geared towards families and children, and just helping them figure out healthy eating and find fitness and the healthy lifestyle. And I really like working with the younger audience.
Nice. Kind of showing them your journey too. Like, you can be healthy. We don't have to be.
And
we're trying to do.
I've had not the healthiest relationship with food in my life, so being able to help them get past whatever their demons are is exciting and rewarding.
Yeah, and we talk about this all the time. We talk about nutrition, just the lack of information out there. It's really not always anything that they're doing. It's just the environment they were around, the parents were around, what they were taught. I mean, our school system, unfortunately, is just, the foods that are provided are getting better, but they're just still so far behind other countries. And then when you become an adult, like I did, I was like, I don't know what to eat. So it's really cool to be able to have you come into the gym with us, and then that sparked your passion for helping other people, and then carry that outside of our gym.
Because I saw what you were doing, Corianne, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to be her.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, what did you do? Because you always were into fitness, you said. So what did you do before Harbor Park?
Oh my gosh. Through high school, I did sports. I wasn't good at them, but I did sports. And I just found my own way and did, whatever DVD we had. And then for 3 years, I did pole fitness.
Yep.
I remember that. That's what you did when you first started.
Yes. And then I stopped that when I got pregnant. I got pregnant after 1 month of being a member here. So I had just started. Jason was actually the second person to know, and my husband was not the first.
Oh, no!
Because the morning I found out, I was like online figuring out what I can and cannot do.
Right, I remember that, because you had to ask.
Right, and so I went up to Jason, I was like, just so you know, nobody else knows.
Wow.
Anyway, so the pole fitness, and then here. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Like I said before we started our recording today, we have another epidemic of pregnancies through the gym.
Yes.
So it's not something that I'm into. Everybody knows that. But kind of watching these ebbs and flows of all these moms come through with their first, second, third pregnancies, and watching them continue to work out, watching them to continue to surround themselves by other healthy individuals, and then hearing them what they say about their pregnancies and then giving birth and getting back into the gym afterwards is really a fun thing to kind of watch.
Yeah, like I've said, I like to be active, and so staying active throughout my pregnancy was just a given. It wasn't going to change. And I tried to come in at least 3 days a week. The first trimester kicked my butt.
That's what everybody says.
Well, in addition to working 40 plus hours a week, I was also in a production of Mary Poppins at the Racine Theater Guild. So I was singing and dancing several hours a day. And I was just done. I was toast.
Yeah.
And I actually was coming in, I think I was here 2 days before Evelyn was born.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you came up till the very end, and then I think as soon as your doctor gave you the go-ahead, you were right back at it.
I took a few extra weeks just because a lot of the mental hormones and whatnot. But yeah, I was out for 2 months, and then I came back.
Which isn't that much.
No, it's not. But coming back was hard, and it wasn't hard physically, it was hard emotionally because I hadn't been away from the baby. So taking that hour for myself I felt like I was being selfish. And I remember walking to the gym crying because I only live 4 blocks away. So I'm walking there crying, walking home. As soon as I leave the gym, I'm on the phone with Mike. How is she doing? Is everything okay? Did the world end while I was gone? And it was just getting back into that routine was hard, but I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah. I have a lot of the first-time moms that they really struggle getting back into the gym because they especially working moms that are gone all day and then they have commutes or anything else, and they're like, that hour that I could go to class is the hour before she goes to bed, and I'd rather spend that hour with her. And it is definitely something that is a challenge. I salute all of you for making those mental choices, because again, that's not something I know about and I'll ever know about, and trying to rework your life with someone else that matters.
When I went back to work, it was really hard because the first day that I went back for a full day, so full 8 hours, was actually the first day of the open. So I went to the Friday Night Lights right after I got home from work. I just went right to the gym, and I couldn't stay for the workout. People were there with their kids, and I lost it. I just started crying. I saw Sherry in the little locker room, and she gives me a big hug, and she's like, just go home. You don't need to be here.
Yeah. I always tell people, though, when we are looking at our health, wellness, and lifestyle changes, look at the totality of everything. You're not doing this health and wellness for a fitness competition next month. You're not doing it for anything that is in the immediate future. This is a lifelong journey. So taking that one day to be at home with Evelyn or do other things, it's just a blip in the overall, like you said, the 2 months that you were gone is a blip in your fitness journey. And it's okay, guys. It's okay.
Well, Rebecca, you have done some competitions.
I have. I've done 3 now. Yeah, all of them are Harbor Park competitions.
It's okay. Well, you did the shipwreck.
We do a lot of them.
And then you did. What are the 3? 'Cause you did
What's the name of the partner one that we just did?
The
Nautical Mile. I did
Yep.
the Nautical Mile last year. I did the shipwreck and the Nautical Mile this year.
So the shipwreck last year, what was your first? I remember you came in, you were like, wait a minute, this isn't an in-house one.
Right. That threw me for a loop. I'm glad I did it. It was an eye-opener on the way that I operate. And the fact that and I know I did this, but I compare myself to others. And
We all do.
Who doesn't? But it was a mental game. That day was a big mental game, and I had to get past that block of being around people that I didn't know and trying to prove myself to them, because I didn't have anything to prove to them. I just was here to have fun and compete. And once I kind of crashed and burned, I was able to get past that. And the coaches that were here helped with that a lot as well.
Yeah.
So are you going to do it this year?
We'll see.
It was going to be later on, but we were kind of on the pregnancy aspect of it. We wanted to kind of talk to you about that, since there are a lot of mothers or expecting mothers. Like I had mentioned to you before we went on the show here, was some mothers feel that, okay, I'm pregnant, and everything they read is like, oh my God, I can't work out anymore. You said you worked out up to 2 days before you had your baby. So how was that experience? And then what advice can you give to some expecting mothers?
It was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was hard to get the motivation to go to the gym, but I knew that I had to do it, because if I didn't, I was going to feel awful. Like, I physically would be in pain. I needed to get moving. And you can, like you guys always say, you can modify anything. So I wasn't doing burpees. I wasn't doing the handstands. Everything was modified to what I could do and what I felt safe doing. I talked to my doctor about it, and she didn't have any issues with me working out. And obviously, if you have any complications, talk to your doctor, get their advice.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted to sweat and move my body, and I feel like that helped in the long run. I gained some weight, the baby. And then the recovery was so much easier. I remember leaving the hospital, and I dropped Evelyn's bow, and I just squatted down to pick it up. And the nurse was like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
Wow.
I was like, I dropped it. I just wanted to pick it up. I don't understand the issue here. Because I didn't know that I shouldn't be able to do that. My body was fine with it. And I think that being active throughout the pregnancy also made delivery easier. Obviously, I don't have anything to compare it to.
Right, it was your first and only.
Right. But I was only in labor for 3.5 hours, which I've heard is really fast.
For your first one, yeah.
So I think, I attribute all that to working out and being here at Harbor Park, but my advice to expecting moms is just do it. Just move your body. It's going to help. If you don't feel safe or comfortable, talk to one of the coaches. They'll be able to modify it for you.
Yeah. And typically we just say no box jumps, no handstands.
No going on your belly for burpees, push-ups. We can still modify them to other things, though. That's for sure. I've heard that a lot from a lot of our mothers, even though it was their first one. They've said that too. They're like, I don't know what to compare this to, but it seemed like it went really well.
Right. You hear all these horror stories.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even close to that.
Nice. Awesome.
Rebecca, so then past 3 years, we kind of touched on this a little bit. What has kept you committed to your fitness? Like, how do you do that? Like, because I know so many people who kind of I want to get healthy, and then they fall off, obviously. And you've been doing it for 3 years now plus, so.
My answer is going to be twofold.
Okay.
I have a curve in my spine, which affects my hips. And so if I'm not active, I'm in pain.
Okay.
So if I go a week without actually doing something, I can't move. It hurts so much. So I need to stay moving. I like it here at Harbor Park because I've always been small, and this is something that no one's going to see my air quotes. I shouldn't be able to do. Like throwing around these heavy weights. It's just atypical of someone that's tiny, and I like to break those barriers. So it's kind of a power trip to me. And that, and the friends that I've made, and the coaching staff, you guys are awesome. And so I really like being here, and that's what keeps me coming back.
Good, I'm glad. Absolutely. How do you think that it is for other members then, because like you said, you've always kind of been active, and a birthday gift was the OnRamp to get started. But what about some of the members who maybe you feel like, oh, well, I haven't been active and I don't know anybody, and what's some advice for them?
It's hard. I am really socially awkward. So getting into a group of people that I don't know, like when I switched to the 5:30 classes, it was really scary. Just say hi.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing, is just say hi to someone. They're going to take you under their wing. I try to do that with new members that come into the 5:30. And it's not as scary as it seems. Once you get into it and the endorphins get pumping and people are friendly, that's my advice, is just say hi. Just walk through the door.
Yeah, I always tell people it's the unknown. The fear of the unknown
exactly.
is way worse than anything that's actually going to happen. We just build things up in our mind very, very big. I do it all the time still. So
And change is scary.
It change is very scary.
We as humans avoid change.
Yep. We don't like to be uncomfortable, mentally or physically.
Yeah, but it's funny that you say that, because a lot of people, I mean, that is the typical, like every time I teach a lot of foundation classes, and I'm always like, how is everybody doing? And you can just see it in their eyes. And I'm like,
Yes.
are you guys nervous? And they're like, very nervous. And it's like, you don't have to be nervous. And then at the end, they're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. It was fun. And then you see them in class later, and they kind of, now they're starting to make friends with people. But it's one of those things, like you said, it's like we get so nervous.
Yeah.
And it's not, there's nothing really to be nervous about.
You're right, there's not. And Mike and I would run by the gym when you guys first opened, and the loud music and the banging weights, it was really intimidating, especially for someone who doesn't frequent the gym. I would work out at home. But just getting through the door is the biggest step.
Yeah, absolutely. Just get started. I always tell people it doesn't matter what it is or how you do it. Just once you get started, get that ball rolling, it just picks up momentum.
It's like getting out of bed in the morning is the hardest part. Once you get going, it's fine.
Yeah. Mondays, Dave does the morning up here in Racine, and so I do not get the daily coffee delivered to my bedside table. And it's like the worst thing ever. I'm like, well, hold on, I gotta get up. I gotta go put the water on. I have to, get the ground. But you're right. Once my feet hit the floor, I'm like, okay, this is happening.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with the gym. Once you get the momentum going, you just keep going back.
What's been your biggest accomplishment?
Doing a pull-up.
Nice.
I had been doing assisted pull-ups forever.
Yeah.
And then we had the open workout that had the pull-ups in it. My goal was 3. I did 18. I was so freaking excited.
Yeah.
Stronger. That's awesome.
And I love this last competition, like you said, the Nautical Mile. You and Tova really kind of rocked out.
We had a blast.
Yeah, I loved your shirt, and I want to be on your team. Awkwardly majestic, unicorn drinking wine.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my life.
So we got your pull-up. I know that was something we've been trying for a long time. What is your next big goal or big thing that you have?
Where's that notebook you always bring to me?
Bring it with me. I've been chasing a handstand push-up. And double unders. So those are the items that I want to complete. What I'm most excited for next is test week. I've missed the last 2 because of injuries and illness and whatnot. So I'm pretty excited to see where I fall.
Yeah,
That's
it's going to
cool.
be coming up in a couple weeks.
That's in June.
It's coming up in June.
I know, I listened to the podcast.
Yeah. I was like, did we talk about it yet on the podcast?
we did.
You sure did.
I'm
We
so
did.
far all over the place.
She listens.
Yeah. We get it all the time. People will message me about, something we said on the podcast, asking for a link or, anything like that. And a lot of people listen to our podcast.
Do you have show notes with the stuff that you guys talk about? And so people can...
So we haven't been that sophisticated yet. I have this little whiteboard.
Sorry to
over
bring
here
it
that
up.
No, it's good.
No, I know.
I've been looking at other podcast shows, and they have it listed out, and they go at 1:09 we talk about this.
Oh, good
and then
Lord.
And I'm like, But I guess...
And they have
I could
all the
probably
links.
Do it just save the little whiteboard note that I wiped off here as I was asking you all those questions.
I just meant like a bibliography of the links and stuff that you talk about.
Yeah, you can get really sophisticated in all of them, and I've seen a lot. Rebecca knows that I posted for an assistant for my own health coaching today. That is one of the things I am looking for, guys.
Yeah, you wanna do that for me, Rebecca? You could be our show notes. Do all our show notes.
What's up?
No, I try to do as best I can. No, I don't link too much.
Okay. I was just curious.
And the reason being is I do all the editing, so for timing and stuff like that, it just gets
I didn't mean to take us on a
No,
tangent.
you're good. You're
Sorry.
good.
Oh, really? You
care.
listen to our podcast. I just thought, Dave, this is, again, tangent random, use Instagram TV.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So Instagram TV, see, it's relatively new.
Yeah.
It's a new platform.
I'm the
so-
worst millennial
I know.
ever.
Oh, girl,
So
I'm
am
right
I.
there with you. The
So
only
am I.
reason I know is because of Gary V. Thank you, Gary V. Shout out and tag.
So Rebecca, do you have any questions for us? Because I know, so this is your opportunity to ask us awkward
Oh, I
questions.
didn't know that. I wasn't prepared. You
Okay,
didn't
we'll
tell
give
me
you a
there'd
few
be
minutes.
Q&A.
We'll give you a few minutes.
Anything you ever wondered about? Or, I mean, you know our story.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to you guys in
know.
the gym all the time.
Well, maybe
Or
some
not
of them
so much
just-
anymore 'cause I
we
come
can introduce
stupid
you
early.
as some of the members who are listening to this, or maybe new members. Rebecca is also an ambassador. Mm-hmm. So sometimes Corian assigns new members to you. How's that been for? Or how has that been for you?
It's been a little challenging because I come at 5:30 in the morning, so I don't normally get to see my new members. Ashley is someone that does come at 5:30 in the morning. She's fairly new.
Yep.
She's been with us for a week,
Yeah.
so I get to see her, which is nice to put a face to the name and the person that I'm texting and emailing and bothering the hell out of.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I like to be able to connect with those new members and just tell them all the fun stuff that I love about Harbor Park.
Yeah, and you guys have been an integral part of helping us grow and keeping members happy too. So, and planning, it's been awesome.
I got a good one then. Again, with dealing with some of the newer members, what is something that you found out later, maybe as a member, that you were like, oh, that's really interesting to know about the owners or about the gym or about something that you make sure to tell them about or involve them in?
Where to find things.
Yeah.
Like if you are looking for a lacrosse ball, it's over here. If just where to find things was the hardest part for me. So I know it's intimidating when you're new to and you don't want to ask. Like
go exploring,
I can't find the foam rollers.
What's
so.
a lacrosse ball?
Yes, yeah. It's just the simple little things like that you don't really think about. Yeah. So
All right.
I forgot the question already.
That's okay. No, that works. Me and Christine talk about it all the time. She does a really good job making people know about our podcast and
the events
vlogs and the events
yeah.
and the recipes. She's always making sure, because she said for her that was the hardest thing. She didn't know there was all these
extras.
avenues to get information. So guys, we have lots of avenues for information: emails, text message, the podcast, our YouTube channel, Instagram TV now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of information. And now,
The digital screens.
Going digital to the screens,
Ah.
we feel has helped, I think, kind of draw your attention to it. Because,
Yes.
graphics are a little bit easier as opposed to flyers all over the place.
I like the note in Kenosha that says, "Look at the screen behind you."
From the board?
yeah.
From the board, yeah.
I do
This
like
announcement board's going away, so look behind you.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so we gave you a few minutes.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
We were chatting.
I can't talk and think
Okay,
at the
so
same time.
nothing's coming to mind that you want to ask us? What is something about you that most members maybe don't know about you?
Oh gosh.
That you don't mind sharing?
I have a couple of things from my youth.
Okay.
Because
Ooh.
I'm so old.
Uh-oh. She got arrested.
Yeah.
But
She
I've been
hesitated.
Yeah, I know. You should have seen the look.
I was in 4-H when I was younger because I grew up in the country-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what grade I was in. I was in high school. I entered a statewide BB gun competition.
Ooh.
And I ranked 3rd in the state of Michigan.
Holy cow.
Right? And I raised rabbits with my best friend, and we had over 70 rabbits at one point.
Wow. You're coming close to me.
Yeah.
Did you raise
this
rabbits?
is something people
And I
don't
was
know
in
about
4-H.
Dave. Yeah.
What kind of rabbits did you raise?
All kinds.
All
we
kinds?
did the, if I can remember the names
We had
of
New
them.
Zealand Reds.
We had a couple of those. And then we had what's the floppy-eared ones? We had those.
Holland Lop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Dave tells me this story all the time, and Dave's like, we will never have
So you had
rabbits.
75. We had, at one time, we had 150.
Good God.
Yeah, but my mom was like nuts with them, and she was like breeding them, and like it turned into a big thing.
We would breed them and eat them
Yep.
and sell them.
Yep.
We would spend whole weekends at rabbit shows.
Yep.
No joke, I just got real hungry when you said eat them.
Yeah, we would breed them, and then we would show them, and we would always. I remember like our yearly thing every year was go to the fair to show the
Yes.
rabbits.
The small animal banquet at the end was the best because we got to eat everyone's animals.
We never had that. My favorite, but that was our thing every summer. It was in the end of July for a week. It was like Thursday through Sunday, and it was every single day. But we had to be there early. You had to be there because obviously your animals are there to show. You had to be there at 5 a.m. and you had to stay until the close. You had to be there till 9 at night, and it was just every day.
Yeah.
I lived across the street from the fairground, so it made it so much easier.
We weren't that far either, but it was fun. I remember that, go to the rides and the food. And that was my favorite one.
I love an elephant ear. Oh my God, I love an elephant ear.
Was going to the food, going to the food tastings because they would, show off.
Oh yeah.
People show food.
I did
treats,
that.
so you get to go taste them.
Learn something new about everybody every day. Most people didn't know
Just a country girl at heart.
Yep. You guys both had something in common that you didn't know after 3 years.
And you said you were in I heard you earlier, you said you were in the Racine.
The Racine Theater Guild. Plug.
Yeah.
They are doing 9 to 5 right now. There's one more weekend. You should go see it. My amazing friends are in it.
I need
Dana,
time in my
Jennifer.
life to go to these things. Plus, we all know.
And they're doing Grease this summer.
Oh, I did Grease in high school. You all know if something starts after 7 o'clock, though, I'm probably not going.
They have matinees at 2.
Oh, that's my kind of theater. We should do that on a weekend.
Yeah, it's a great place to volunteer if you have some free time.
I know, we've talked about that. Yeah. I don't have the free time. Maybe with that assistant, I'll have free time.
Maybe. Yeah, you're going to have all this free time now.
Yeah.
Corian, you have anything else for Rebecca?
I don't think so. I think that, Rebecca does a great job of just like she said, just like introducing herself to new members, just giving that story of another perspective because you are so bubbly and you're so welcoming. I don't think that people realize that
I'm really shy.
Yeah, you're shy and, you're getting nervous too. And it's okay. Just get in here. We're not comparing to anybody else. We're just here to be healthy and have fun together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Rebecca, thank you for coming in, taking the time. This has been fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys all next episode. Stay classy, Harbor Park.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit. If you would like further information about our programs, visit www.harborparkcrossfit.com. We hope you'll tune in next time.